Hello guys, Ellie here, and today we'll talk about the PlayStation 6. I already covered a video where we talked about the Nintendo Switch, when will the next console will be out. So let's focus on the PlayStation. I have to say that PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox are one of the biggest consoles that people use to play video games nowadays. So PlayStation 5 came around 2020, so when will we have another one? So what I said, we get phones, tablets, laptops, and pretty much many new gadgets every single year. So why does it take so long to make a simple gaming console? Well, first of all, it's more complicated. Also, you need to plan new games that you will put in there that also have to work with the other generations of the console. For example, the very first Nintendo Switch probably won't run new games. The same goes to the PlayStation, the Xbox as well. But they have to run at least to the PlayStation 5 and maybe even the 4th generation. So it's the same with the software updates on a phone. Yes, the newest phone of any company comes with the newest software updates, but they also will be available to at least the previous generation and maybe the generation before that. So what do we know about the newest PlayStation? The first question that everyone has when it comes to the newest gaming console, aka the PlayStation 6, is when this will be out. Maybe this year, maybe next year. Let's find out. So the biggest clue as to when PS6 could come out, or at least may have been planned to at one point, points to 2027. This information comes from an official Microsoft core document as part of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. By the time SIE launched the next generation of its PlayStation console, which is likely to occur around, redacted, you will have lost access to Call of Duty. The date is redacted here, but sleuths have connected the dots between this and the deal Microsoft offers Sony to keep Activision Blizzard games on PlayStation consoles until 2027. That would suggest that at the earliest, Microsoft didn't believe a new PlayStation would come before 2027. If we look at the past generations, the time frame falls in line with the lifespans of past generations. The PlayStation 4 had 7 years before the PS5 came out, and the PlayStation 3 was also around for 7 years before its successor showed up. The PS5 launched in 2020, meaning that 2027 would once again leave us with a 7-year console cycle. We wouldn't put money on 2027 for sure, but anything from late 2027 over feels like a safe bet. So from what we know is that every 7 years, probably we're gonna get a new console from PlayStation. I have to say I haven't played that much. I don't own it, but my friends do. And yes, with more practice I will get better, but I have to say that it is a good gaming console compared to Nintendo. Well, I had experience with both and I have to say I just enjoy both of them. Yes, it really depends on if you want to play while traveling, because you can technically get a PlayStation console on the plane, but you can't do it with Nintendo. But will we even get one in 2027? That's a question we don't know yet. Another thing that people are interested when they're buying a new console is the price. With every phone that is launched, they're checking out the price to see if it is exactly the same price as the previous one when it was the newest one. So here is the same with the gaming consoles. So until we know spec details or the launch day price of a PS6 is hard to estimate with any degree of certainty, but there are some data points we can look at to guess. The mid-generation update PS5 Pro, an expensive but just worthwhile update compared to the base model PS5, comes with a hefty price tag of $700, which Sony has repeatedly defended. Some analysts have viewed PS5 Pro pricing as a water testing endeavor by Sony, looking to see how high it can push the price ahead of the PS6 launch. In an interview with GamesBeat, said that they expect the PS5 along with the next-gen Xbox to launch at $600 despite the price hike on the PS5 Pro. So it almost costs like the newest base model iPhone, but this is a whole gaming console. Of course, it comes only the console without the games, while on the phone, well, pretty much you get the same thing. You get the phone, but not that many apps. If you want something, you have to download it from the App Store, Google Play Store, or any other store that you go to. So what do you have to say? Maybe it is a reasonable price. The question now, they mentioned the PS5 Pro. So does this mean we're gonna get a PS6 Pro or not? This is a good thing that we should be focused on, but so far we don't know that much. When you're watching your favorite creator reviewing a tech device, you know they're talking about the specifications of it. Here is the same case where we talk about the gaming console. So what are the expected tech specifications of the PS6? So, exact specifications for the PS6 are a bit scarce. Moore's law is that has stated that it knows with 100% certainty that Sony will continue its partnership with AMD to power the PS6 and PS5 Pro. This would make sense, as this is the same chipset used in the PS5, so sticking with it would make things like backward compatibility and across generational games much easier. The next generation of AMD chips is planned to be released in 2025, so this could be what the PS6 is built with. That does lend some credence to the leak about the chipset mentioned previously that suggested a Zen 6 running on N2 architecture and an early fork of the GFX 13 aka AMD RNAN5. In fact, returns reported in September 2024 that Intel lost out on a bid to design the PS6 chipset back in 2022 to AMD. Should the PS6 use AMD chips as it being reported, this would make backward compatibility much easier since the PS5 and the PS5 Pro both run on custom AMD chipset. We suspect a new SSD will be included as that was a major push in the PS5 to nearly cut out loading times, but no word has been leaked on that. So pretty much what chips will be used is very likely that it will be AMD again. If you know, Intel also was partnering with Apple mostly on their MacBooks before Apple took their chips in-home and started making the M series. So pretty much Intel will still keep making chipset for different devices, but maybe they won't be featured in the new PS6. Now I'm gonna show you some of the specifications which the PS6 might have. So the first thing is built-in wireless. Modern PlayStations already connect to the internet wirelessly, but here's the next level idea, an area on top of the console or maybe a slide out arm that can wirelessly charge your headphones or smartphone. Using the PS6 always plugged in state to charge your everyday items and the PS6 controller would be pretty convenient. Plus, if Sony integrates the wireless adapter for the headset directly into the console, you could finally ditch both the DualSense charging station and that wireless USB dongle. Another one is the VR integration. This is where gaming is going. Right now, we have to buy separate devices to hook up to our existing computers and consoles to benefit from the virtual reality games. Maybe the PS6 is when Sony will lump motion controllers and headset into the same box as the console. You never know. And we also have ultimate backward compatibility. We want to buy a game and know that we can play it for a long time. The PS6 should be backward compatible with other console games. It's looking like the PS6 might be able to run PS5 and PS4 games. That honestly will be great because if you have an older game, you don't need to buy the newest generation of it only because it runs on the newest PlayStation and it's not compatible with the previous one. Honestly, that will save a lot of money to gamers. Also, yes, the experience might not be the same. Maybe there will be pros because after all, it's made for example, PlayStation 4 and you bring it to the PlayStation 6, but it doesn't mean that it will be that much. And I believe that with time, these bugs and things will be tested out and fixed. So when this console launches, you'll have the best of the best experience. Last but not least, one of the rumors suggests that the PlayStation 6 might come in two versions, not only one, we have now two. Why this is happening and is it a necessity? So, if you're not thrilled about the idea of dropping $600 on a new console, here's some good news. The PlayStation 6 might come in two versions. Sony could follow Microsoft's lead with the Series X and Series S, offering different hardware options at different price points. Or who knows, we might even see a PS6 handheld down the line. At this stage, anything is possible. An entirely made up, just for fun concept video released by DS Migo is one of perspective of the console in terms of design. Similarly to the creator's other far out concepts, it shows the PS6 as rugged and dark with elements presumably taken from various versions of the Xbox, starkly different from the PS5. There's another entirely different render of the PS6 here. So pretty much there are people who like to make concepts like how this thing will look like. They're designing their own vision of the new console. Of course, this is like as they said it just for fun. It's not something that will actually happen. But the fact that they're creative people who actually set their imagination, okay, this is what I want, this is what I vision the new console will look like. Of course, we still have to wait probably another year or two. The rumors will start flowing more and more. We'll get more leaks to see, oh, this will be there, this will be not. But we're gonna see the final product when it launches. So have to say, while you're waiting for the PS6, maybe you can run some PS5 or PS4 games to entertain yourself. Okay guys, that'll be the video. Hope you enjoyed. Comment down below, what do you expect from the new PS6? And which one do you prefer? An Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation? I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments. Personally, I haven't played with the Xbox because none of my friends has it. I have said when I did the Nintendo video that I don't know any gaming consoles, mostly because I feel like I'm not gonna use them that much, and to make such an investment, you better invest in something that you use maybe not every day, but at least a few times a week. And right now I'm a little bit busy, so I don't have that much time to play video games. Also, I have to master them, not only to start playing, but actually to be good at it, which is also taking needed time. I might end up getting a gaming console in the future if I decide that I want to spend more time playing video games. But for now, I don't think I have the time. But anyways, I'm excited to see what PlayStation will come up with next. So they have to outcome themselves, also the competition, so that'll be interesting to see. But that'll be the video. Hope you enjoyed. Please smash that like button, if you like this video, share it with friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!